What if everything you're chasing already belongs to you? Wealth, love, health, peace. We spend our lives running toward them, thinking they're out there waiting in the future, hiding in some lucky break, locked behind hard work or good timing. But what if you never had to chase anything at all? What if reality isn't something happening to you, but something happening through you? In this video, we are going to break apart one of the most powerful truths Neville Goddard ever taught, a truth that has been overlooked, ignored, and forgotten by the world. You must see it for yourself first, not with your eyes, but with your imagination. Neville didn't speak in vague metaphors or poetic riddles. He meant it literally. You become the person you imagine yourself to be. Not tomorrow, not next year. The moment you see it clearly within, the world begins to shift around it. And here's the strange part most people miss. Reality isn't something to be waited for. It's something to be assumed. Assume the feeling. Assume the identity. Assume the outcome. And then, without effort, life bends to fit your assumption. In this video, we'll explore the unseen engine behind all change, your imagination. You'll discover why the inner world is more real than the outer. You'll understand how what you believe silently inside becomes what you live loudly outside. And by the end, you'll never look at your own thoughts the same way again. We're not just talking about positive thinking. This isn't about hoping for the best or wishing real hard. We're diving into the truth that ancient mystics whispered and Neville shouted from the rooftops, that you are the operant power, and the world you live in is your mirror. There are no accidents. There are no delays. There are only reflections of what you accept as true inside yourself. So ask yourself, what do I truly believe about me? What do I see when no one's watching? What do I imagine when I'm alone with my thoughts? Because that, not luck, not timing, not effort, is what's shaping your life. Most people think reality is something fixed, but it's not. It's plastic, malleable, fluid. It responds not to what you do, but to what you are on the inside. Neville taught that the greatest secret is this: imagination creates reality, not one day, not if the stars align, not if you try hard enough. Right now, and here's the catch, it's always working. Even when you're not paying attention, you're imagining something right now. You've been imagining all day, most of it without even knowing, and those habitual inner conversations, those silent mental pictures, they aren't random. They are orders you've sent into the universe, orders that must be fulfilled. In the next few minutes, you'll learn why imagination is not a passive tool. It's not just a movie screen in your mind. It's a projector, a command center, a blueprint factory for your future. We'll explore how you can use this power deliberately to rewire the assumptions you've lived under for years and begin seeing real change, not next month, but today. We'll reveal why your subconscious doesn't respond to your words, but to your feelings, and why the feeling of already having what you desired is the real key that unlocks it. You'll also learn about the technique Neville called living in the end, a practice so simple, most people overlook it. But when used consistently, it creates outcomes that defy logic, reason, and even probability. So, if you've been wondering why change feels so hard, if you've tried affirmations, vision boards, goals, but nothing really shifts, if you feel stuck, waiting for life to give you permission, then this video might be the message your soul's been waiting to hear. Because here we don't believe in waiting. We believe in becoming. And to become, you must first see. So stay with us till the end. Not just to learn something new, but to remember something ancient. Something you've always known deep down, that the life you want is already yours. You just have to see it for yourself. Welcome to Ignis Mindset, where inner truth meets transformation. If this message sparks something inside you, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more powerful teachings that help you master the world within, so the world without has no choice but to follow. You're not here by accident. Let's begin. Before we talk about results, about changes in the world around you, we must return to the root, imagination. Imagination is not something we use for fun or for escape. It is not entertainment. It is not illusion. It is power. The power, the only creative force in the universe. Everything begins there. Before anything appears in your world, it first takes shape in the unseen. The house you live in, the job you hold, the people you meet, the words you hear, all of it began as imagination, in someone's mind, in yours. What you see outside is only the echo of what's once unseen inside. This is not poetry. This is law. Imagination is not weak. It is not vague. It is not something reserved for children or dreamers. It is the beginning of everything that has ever been brought into form. It is the womb of reality. You imagine constantly, all day long, sometimes with awareness, mostly without. And the funny thing is, it doesn't care whether you're doing it intentionally or not. It still produces. You imagine success. It will shape events to match. You imagine failure, and it must also obey. There is no judgment in imagination. It simply brings forth what you believe to be true. Let us look closely. A man sits quietly and imagines himself receiving good news. He allows the feeling to settle into him. He hears the voice, sees the letter, smiles in that moment. And though nothing has happened yet on the outside, something has been set in motion. A seed planted. That seed will grow, not because he deserves it, not because he worked hard for it, but because he imagined it vividly, with feeling. That is the condition. There is no other cause. You see, imagination is not idle. It is not passive. It is the builder of form, the sculptor of your life. Whatever you consistently and vividly imagine, that becomes your world. This is why you must become aware of what you are imagining. Not just when you sit to visualize, but in your casual thoughts, in your inner conversations, in those quiet moments when you think no one is listening. Because someone is your subconscious mind, and it is always listening, always accepting, always constructing. The ancients knew this truth. They said, as within, so without. And they were right. You cannot create something outside of yourself that you have not first accepted within yourself. It is impossible. Do not think for a moment that this is superstition or mere spiritual language. No, it is exact. It is scientific. Every circumstance in your life today is a result of what you have imagined in the past, whether you realized it or not. You are not reacting to life. You are creating it. You say, but I didn't imagine this hardship, this lack, this conflict. But I tell you, you did. Perhaps not with delight or intention, but with fear, with doubt, with repetitive thought. You imagined the worst, and the worst came not because the world is cruel, but because the Lord does not distinguish between good or bad, wanted or unwanted. It only brings forth what you dwell upon, what you accept as true. So imagine wisely. There is no limit to what imagination can do. No circumstance too large, no problem too complex. Because when you imagine, you are touching the infinite, you are speaking directly to the divine power that shapes galaxies and grows flowers and spins the earth without effort. Do not think small. Do not imagine lightly. What you think today becomes your world tomorrow. A person who understands the creative power of imagination no longer begs, no longer pleads, no longer waits. He creates. He selects the scene he desires. He steps into it in his mind. He feels the reality of it, not as a hope, but as something already achieved. And he persists. That is the key. One moment of imagination may spark the idea, but it is the repeated assumption, the continued inner movement toward that scene, that solidifies it in reality. You do not need evidence to imagine. You do not need a bank account to feel wealthy. You do not need a partner beside you to feel loved. The outer follows the inner, never the other way around. Imagination comes first. Always. If you want to change your life, do not start with action. Start with imagination. Begin where all power begins, within. Sit quietly. Close your eyes. Forget what is and see what can be. Do not say, it's too late. Do not say, I can't see how. That is not your concern. Your only task is to imagine clearly and feel deeply. Let the power that knows how take care of the rest. People ask, but how would it happen? And I say, that's not your job. Your job is to accept the reality you desire as already true, to see it, to feel it, to live it inwardly until it becomes natural. And it will. The world may take a day, it may take a month, but it must conform because imagination, sustained, always wins. Let me tell you something else. The world you see is dead. It is the past. It is the outpicturing of yesterday's imagination. What you imagine now is your only point of power, the only place where creation happens. So why spend your time reacting to what is already finished? Why replay scenes you do not want? Why accept limitation when you can create freedom? The artist does not argue with the canvas. He does not stare at an old painting and say, why are you like this? No. He picks up the brush and begins again. You must do the same. Your life is your canvas, your imagination, the brush, and the feeling, the color. Use it. Don't wait for the world to change. Change your vision. Change your inner world, and the outer must reflect it. This is law. So the question is not, what will happen? The question is, what am I imagining now? And that question will tell you everything about where you are headed. You are always imagining something. The choice is whether you do it consciously or unconsciously. You can be a victim of imagination, or you can be its master, but you cannot escape it. Because imagination is life, and you are the life giver. Living in the end means more than just hoping for something to happen. It means stepping fully into the feeling of your wish already fulfilled. Imagine you want success, love, or health, not as a distant goal, but as a present reality. This is the key Neville Goddard teaches. To live from the end, as if what you desire is already true. It's not about wishing or wanting. It's about embodying that state completely. When you live in the end, your mind and body align with the reality you want to see. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions begin to reflect that fulfilled desire. Instead of feeling lack or waiting for proof, you act and feel as if you already have what you seek. This is powerful because reality responds not to your wishes, but to your state of being. When your inner world changes, your outer world must follow. Neville often described this practice as feeling the reality of the wish fulfilled with such intensity that it impresses your subconscious mind. The subconscious does not know the difference between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It accepts what you assume to be true and works tirelessly to bring it into your experience. Living in the end is the bridge between desire and manifestation. The law behind this is called the law of assumption. Simply put, whatever state you assume to be true, you will manifest. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are declaring to the universe and to yourself that your new reality is now. This assumption must be consistent and unwavering. The subconscious mind picks up on this dominant feeling and begins to create circumstances that reflect it. Neville shared many examples of this law in action. One might imagine a job promotion so vividly that they carry themselves with the confidence and authority of someone already in that position. Another might assume the feeling of perfect health even when symptoms persist. The key is persistence and feeling. When you continuously assume the state, the external world will conform. Faith plays a vital role in this process. Faith is the unwavering belief in the reality of your assumption. Without faith, doubt creeps in and weakens the signal you send to your subconscious. Doubt is like static on a radio. It disrupts the clear message of your desired reality. The subconscious can only act on what it clearly receives. If your inner voice is mixed with uncertainty, manifestation will slow or stall. Neville emphasized that faith is not blind belief. It is the deep knowing that what you have imagined is already true, regardless of current circumstances. It is holding on to your vision with confidence, even when the external world shows no sign of change. This faith shapes your internal world and programs your subconscious to work in your favor. When faith is strong, you feel peace and assurance. You live as if your wish is done, and the world begins to reflect that state. This inner conviction influences your actions, your decisions, and the energy you emit to the world. The universe responds to this energy and moves to align your circumstances with your belief. Doubt, on the other hand, creates conflict. It tells the subconscious to hesitate. It divides your attention between what you want and what you fear. This internal battle confuses the creative power of your imagination. Neville taught that even a small amount of doubt could undermine the manifestation process. Therefore, guarding your faith becomes essential. When negative thoughts arise, you gently redirect yourself back to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This repetition strengthens your assumption and helps dissolve doubt. Over time, living in the end and holding faith becomes second nature. To truly practice living in the end, you must immerse yourself in the feeling state of your fulfilled desire daily. Picture scenes that confirm your reality. Engage all your senses and emotionally feel what it is like to have what you want. This is not daydreaming. It is deliberate creation. You become the person who already possesses the thing you desire. You walk, talk, and think from that place. This mental discipline rewires your identity and sets the stage for external manifestation. The universe meets you where you are, so being in the state of fulfillment is the most direct path to creation. Neville's teachings remind us that what we seek is not out there waiting for us. It is inside us, waiting to be assumed as real. Living in the end, guided by faith in the law of assumption, unlocks the power within to transform dreams into reality. Persisting in the assumption is one of the most important steps in Neville Goddard's teachings. It is not enough to imagine your desire once or twice. The power lies in holding that imagined state firmly and continuously. The mind is constantly influenced by daily events, doubts, and fears. To see your wish fulfilled in reality, you must keep returning to the feeling of its fulfillment. Persistence is what strengthens your inner assumption until it becomes your dominant state of consciousness. Neville taught that persistence is like watering a seed. At first, it may seem small and fragile, but with consistent care, it grows strong and eventually bears fruit. The imagined state must be nurtured daily, even when circumstances seem contrary or the outside world offers no proof. You must keep living in the end as if your wish is already realized. This steadfastness impresses your subconscious mind deeply, which then works to bring your desire into manifestation. One technique Neville recommended to reinforce persistence is to use vivid mental scenes. Create short, believable scenarios in your imagination that show your wish fulfilled. Repeat these scenes often, especially before sleep, when the subconscious is most receptive. This repetition builds conviction and solidifies your new reality within your mind. It's not about long, elaborate fantasies, but simple, clear images that evoke strong feelings of satisfaction and joy. Another way to persist is to catch yourself when negative thoughts arise. It's natural for doubts to creep in, but the key is not to fight them aggressively. Instead, gently shift your focus back to your assumed state. For example, if you imagine financial abundance but start worrying about bills, pause and remind yourself of the feeling of having plenty. This mental redirection strengthens your assumption and prevents doubt from taking root. Journaling can also be a helpful tool to maintain persistence. Writing down your assumptions, how they feel, and any small signs of progress keeps your mind engaged and focused. Neville encouraged his students to keep a mental record of their imagined state as a way to keep it alive and vivid. The more you practice persistence, the more natural it becomes, until living in the end is no longer an effort, but a habit. Revision is another powerful concept. Neville introduced to change your present reality. It involves going back in your imagination and altering past events not to change history itself, but to change the impact those events have on your present state. Often past experiences create limiting beliefs and emotional blocks that hold you back. By revising these events, you can remove their negative power and replace them with positive impressions. To practice revision, recall a troubling event from your past. Then, in your imagination, rewrite the story so that it ends the way you wish it had. This might mean imagining a conversation going differently, a mistake being forgiven, or a moment of fear replaced by courage. Neville said that the subconscious does not distinguish between actual memory and imagined experience. It accepts what you impress upon it as true. Changing the perception of past experiences through revision alters how you feel in the present. Emotional wounds soften or disappear, freeing you to assume a better state now. This technique is especially helpful when you encounter repeated challenges linked to past traumas or failures. By revising those moments, you cut their power over your current beliefs and open the door to new possibilities. Neville stressed that revision should be done with feeling. The imagined correction must evoke the relief, happiness, or peace you wish to carry forward. This emotional involvement signals your subconscious to rewrite the effects of those memories. Over time, revision transforms your inner landscape and sets the stage for new experiences that match your revised assumptions. Revision also works as a tool for daily reflection. At the end of each day, imagine changing any uncomfortable or disappointing events that occurred. See them ending well or differently. This nightly habit rewires your mind and helps you wake with a clearer, more positive state. The cumulative effect of consistent revision is profound transformation. Together, persistence in the assumption and revision of the past form a powerful duo. Persistence builds your future reality through steady focus on your desires. Revision clears away old mental blocks that might hinder manifestation. Both require practice and faith, but they unlock the creative power within you to shape your life. Neville's teachings remind us that the mind is fluid and responsive. What you consistently imagine and feel becomes your reality. Holding your desired state persistently and revising your past impressions free you to live as the person you truly want to be. This process turns imagination into the most practical tool for change. The mirror principle is a central idea in Neville Goddard's teachings. It explains that the world around you is not separate from your mind, but actually reflects what you believe and assume internally. Every event, every situation, every person you encounter acts like a mirror, showing you the state of your own consciousness. If your inner beliefs are limited, fearful, or doubtful, the outside world will reflect those same qualities back to you. If your inner world is rich with faith, hope, and the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the world will begin to show you those things as well. Neville emphasized the importance of self-reflection because this is the key to changing what the mirror shows. If you are unhappy with what you see reflected in your life, the solution is not to fight the outside conditions, but to look inward. What are the beliefs and assumptions you hold that create this reflection? Becoming aware of these inner states is the first step to transformation. You must identify the stories you tell yourself about what is possible or impossible, about your worthiness, about your limitations. These stories shape your reality. Changing them changes everything. Self-reflection is not a one-time exercise, but a continuous process. It means pausing regularly to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Notice when negative beliefs arise and gently challenge them. Ask yourself if these beliefs truly serve you, or if they are simply old patterns repeating. By doing this, you gain the power to replace limiting assumptions with new, empowering ones. This internal work changes the mirror's image from a reflection of struggle to a reflection of your highest desires. Detachment from the physical world is another essential teaching from Neville. Often people get caught up in their current circumstances. They look around and see only lack, difficulty, or contradiction to their dreams. This focus on physical reality strengthens the very condition they wish to change. Neville teaches that your power lies not in reacting to what is, but in holding firm to the internal vision of what you want. This means detaching emotionally and mentally from the external evidence that appears to deny your desire. Detachment doesn't mean ignoring reality or living in denial. It means shifting your attention away from outer appearances and toward the invisible realm of imagination where creation happens. When you learn to detach from the facts of your current situation, you free your mind to accept new possibilities. You no longer feed doubt by looking for proof outside. Instead, you focus on the feeling of your wish fulfilled, as if it is already true, regardless of what the mirror currently shows. This internal focus is the secret to manifesting change quickly and effortlessly. The more you resist or get frustrated by the outer world, the more stuck you become. But when you trust your inner vision and let go of attachment to time, circumstance, and physical evidence, you align yourself with the creative power of your imagination. The invisible takes precedence over the visible, and the invisible always shapes the visible eventually. Practical application of these ideas requires daily commitment. Neville recommended specific techniques that anyone can use to keep their inner vision clear and strong. Visualization is one of the most effective tools. Each day, set aside quiet moments to close your eyes and vividly imagine scenes where your desire is fulfilled. See yourself living the life you want. Feel the emotions, hear the sounds, and experience the reality as if it is happening now. The key is to engage all your senses and make the experience real in your mind. Affirmations also play a crucial role. Choose simple, positive statements that reflect your new assumption, such as I am wealthy, I am loved, or I am successful. Repeat these affirmations regularly, especially when negative thoughts creep in. The repetition rewires your subconscious mind and reinforces your new identity. Speak them with feeling and conviction, not as empty words, but as truths you are claiming. Mental rehearsals are another powerful method. Imagine yourself handling challenges with confidence, making decisions easily, and enjoying your fulfilled desire. Practice these mental scenes several times a day. This rehearsal prepares your mind and body to accept the new reality and act from that state. Neville said that what you practice in imagination becomes a habit, and habits shape your life. Consistency is vital. Make these exercises part of your daily routine. Even 5 to 10 minutes each day devoted to seeing your desired reality internally can bring remarkable changes. The mind is like a muscle. The more you train it to live in your wished-for state, the stronger and more natural that state becomes. Over time, you'll notice your outer world shifting to match your inner vision. Remember, the combination of the mirror principle, detachment from the physical, and daily practical techniques forms the foundation of powerful self-transformation. By understanding that your world is a reflection of your inner state, you learn to take responsibility for your reality. By detaching from contradictory external evidence, you maintain faith and focus. And by applying visualization, affirmations, and mental rehearsals daily, you program your subconscious mind to manifest your dreams. Neville's teachings invite you to become an artist of your own life, painting the canvas not by reacting to what is, but by imagining what could be. The reflection you see in the mirror will shift as you shift within. Your power is in your hands, in your mind, and in your ability to consistently see yourself as the person living your desire right now. Now that you understand how your inner world shapes the reality you experience, the choice is yours. Stop searching for answers or power outside yourself. Look within and become aware of the beliefs and assumptions you hold. Challenge the stories that limit you and replace them with clear, confident visions of what you truly want. Practice detaching from the outer world's contradictions and focus on feeling the reality of your desire inside your mind. Use daily visualization, affirmations, and mental rehearsals to train your subconscious to bring your dreams to life. Which idea from this teaching woke something up inside you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights might inspire someone else. If this video helped you see the power you already hold, Please like and share it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more teachings rooted in inner truth and self-transformation. Remember, you're not waiting for life to find you. Life is waiting for you to find yourself.